Hello, good day, and it's nice to be with you today. It's nice to sit in front of you and have a discussion with you. I want to share my thoughts on this idea that we have as humans that we tend to believe that we are fair in our judgments. We imagine that we are beacons of truth and fairness. We have chosen to believe that we are sort of custodians, in fact, sole custodians of heaven's most pure virtues. In other words, when it's time to make judgments on something, when it's time to give advices, we tend to just dish it out as though we are direct, I don't know, representations of God Himself. But when you watch the movie series, 24, you will notice that humans always tend to do the needful. There's a saying, it is not about wrong or right, it is about doing the needful. That's usually what we tend to do, when the chips are down, when we find ourselves in precarious situations, right? But when we are not passing some situations, we always want to dish out advice to people, dish out very wholesome advice to people. We want to wear a white cloak, probably with an imaginary halo over our heads. In fact, we get offended that people could act the way they do, or people could make the choices that they make. And instead of us to be thoughtful and probably imagine ourselves in their situation, which is pretty difficult. As I'm even saying this, I'm not even exempting myself from this human tendency, because we tend to judge people simply because we are not experiencing what they are experiencing. So we have this imagination that, we are the mouthpiece of the gods, or we are the mouthpiece of God. But I think that we should embrace more empathy when we're speaking with people, when we're advising people, when we are judging a situation. We are not really in their shoes. And like I said, if you see the series, it's an old series, 24, you will notice that even the most honorable people would make decisions for their own good, for their own benefits. In a sinister way, it's almost as though when people judge you, you should look for ways to make them experience what you're experiencing and then tell them to repeat their judgment again. Now, that's not a good way to go about it, but I'm just trying to make a point here to emphasize that when we tend to raise our shoulders up and we tend to lift our noses and we sit on our white horses and dish out judgment to people, it is usually not fair. It's usually not balanced. It is a biased angle to the situation. Now, I'm not saying that we should not try to disseminate the truth or disseminate fairness or disseminate godliness, as it were. But when you do it, you have to also add, or I think you should add, that's just the right thing to do. But I don't understand your situation. I'm not in your situation. I'm not the one experiencing the plight that you are going through. I'm not the one swimming in this particular river with you. I think that we should learn to open our hearts more and embrace people's unique experiences. Because the truth of the matter is, if we were in their shoes, we would likely do the same thing. We will do the needful. We will not choose between right or wrong. We just do what we think is best for us. Thank you.